Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. This one is going to be doing my final review for this half season, this year's, the last episode of this year for The Walking Dead 2019. This one's going to be for the mid-season finale of The Walking Dead Season 10, The World Before. Okay, guys, so that was the mid-season finale for The Walking Dead Season 10, The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 8, The World Before. So, yeah, this this was an awesome episode. So, we saw a lot. We saw a lot in this episode. They really did a lot with the story. I thought, for the most part, this was a great episode. And, yeah, I'm gonna say, this was a great episode of The Walking Dead. So with that rating, I definitely have to say that this was a very great episode of The Walking Dead. I mean, they really did a lot of awesome stuff in this episode. Now, this was one of the episodes I'm sure they filmed, let's see, 1, 2, 3... This is the 4th episode they filmed this season, and how I know that is because Michonne was in episode 1, she was in episode 3, and she was in episode 4, and then now 8. So, this is obviously, because it sounds like they filmed all of Michonne's episodes, you know, in order. So, or in order of the one she was in, you know. So, obviously this season they must have filmed, just based off of what I'm seeing so far, you know, because they filmed this season out of order. They filmed episode 1, they filmed episode 3, they filmed episode 4, episode 8, and then whatever other episodes with Michonne in the second half of the season. Which, I'm gonna make a bet, I don't think are that many more from her. So, and if I'm gonna guess, I could be wrong about this. I haven't seen any previews or anything for the second half yet at the time of filming this video. I'm gonna say for right now that that was Michonne's last scene with Judith, and our characters. I could be wrong, but I think that's probably what they just did. Which, that's why I have to put this episode in the great, you know, rating, is because that is probably the last time Michonne is actually going to see our characters again, even if it's not. That, you just know it's coming up, and it's coming quick. So, the one thing I'll say is that scene broke my heart. Once she left, I mean, honestly, no sarcasm here. I don't know if that sounded sarcastic, but no. Seriously, that Merle reference, you guys are breaking my heart leaving like this, you know, Woodbury, right? You guys remember that? But anyway, no, I'm being serious. When Michonne left, yeah, that was really sad for me, because I just had a feeling, I'm like, no, they're not going to see her again. So, let's talk about, and I think this has to be the most exciting moment of the episode for me, Carol chasing after Alpha, and Alpha wanting her to. So, she basically lures our characters in a trap. So basically, Gamma is giving Aaron information in this episode. You know, she wants to see the baby at the hilltop, but she has to give them information. So she does tell them the truth. Aaron sticks up for her and this and that, tells him that he's been talking to her and this and that, and still doesn't know about the frickin' water. I'm like, what the hell? Like, honestly. So anyway, but Sadiq figured it out last episode. So, we have, you know, Aaron and the others, Daryl, Connie, Carol, a bunch of the other characters, Magna, and, you know, a lot of the other characters. And they basically, in this episode, go out and, they try to, you know, they try to find, well, first, Lydia, of course, but obviously, which Negan is at the Whisper Camp as well right now, too, so we haven't even seen him yet. We didn't even see him or Beta in this episode, which is one thing I didn't like. I thought we would at least see a scene with him in this episode, so I was a little disappointed. I did not think in episode 6, at the very end of episode 6, that we would not see him in both episode 7 and 8. I would have said, no, we're going to see him in episode 7, and we're going to see him in episode 8. So, kind of crazy to think that actually episode 6 was Negan's last episode of 2009. Just didn't feel like it was going to be, you know? I thought we would see him at least in this mid-season finale. So, you know, kind of surprised about that. But anyway, so we got that, of course, and, you know, Aaron basically trusting Gamma at this point. Daryl and the others are kind of not too sure. But, of course, after her being lied to and Gamma finding out about it, she wants to kind of help Aaron and the others out more than Alpha and the Whisperers. So we'll have to see in the second half if she turns on them. We didn't even see Lydia in this episode, but, you know, I like it. And they cross the border, they see Alpha standing there, and Carol runs after her. And, you know, basically a bit of a kind of, you know, chase scene or whatever. You got the exciting tension building and this and that. And Daryl basically kind of, you know, notices that Alpha went in the cave, everybody else went in, and they can't hear anything anymore. So Daryl's kind of careful. He's got the 2 knives. He's kind of ready to go. And then, of course, boom, falls. So, and rolls all the way down. So that I didn't expect. I didn't expect their group. And then surrounded by a bunch of walkers. So, I did not expect in this episode to see our group actually in a predicament where Alpha's got them. Like, she really can do whatever she wants with them now, you know? Which is just crazy. And, I really, in this episode, when I saw that go down, and I saw that last scene, and I saw the zoom with the walkers, I was like, I like this. I like this a lot. So, it's a clever cliffhanger because, you don't know how our characters are going to get out of there. Will Negan save them? Will something happen where they just somehow get out of there and manage to get out of there on their own? I don't really know if that makes sense, but maybe. But I have a feeling, and I could be wrong about this, but I don't know why I bet I'm betting on Negan saving them. I'm really just betting on Negan saving them right now, to be honest. I think that would be a really exciting idea if they did that. And honestly, he could even do something maybe even before with Alpha, and then do that. I'm sorry, but that would really redeem Negan's character. Even though I think he's already being redeemed right now. But anyway, so that was kind of the cliffhanger part of the episode. So I love all that stuff. Love all of it. And I even, Daryl and Connie kind of, interacting a little bit there before. And, yeah, I like it. I think it's really, really cool. So we'll have to see what happens with them. That is an exciting moment. But now let's talk about Oceanside. So basically in this episode, Michonne, Judith, Luke, and Scott, they're at this, this library or whatever, and we have, Scott, of course, which we see more of Scott. Scott's still alive, so let's be happy about that, and, have to see. He'll probably frickin' die soon anyway, probably, but maybe he'll be like the type of character where, he's always there, but he never actually died. I don't know, but anyway, so we got that. We got Scott, and, Michonne finds out that Sadiq got killed, of course, so she's very, very sad about that. She finds that out over the walkie-talkie. And, of course, they meet a character named Virgil, so, who saves Luke, earlier on, and now, of course, Judith kind of, finds him and this and that. So, I like how, they have him there, and he actually tells Michonne, which I didn't think that he was really going to tell our characters anything. I thought that he'd kind of be a mystery for a little while, but he tells Michonne that basically he's at an island a couple days away, with a lot of guns, and if you take me back there, you can have the guns or whatever, this and that. So, Michonne does that mainly so our characters can win the Whisper War, which I like that. I think that's cool, but it just makes me sad because I know that it's like, we probably only have 1, 2, 3 at most episodes left with Michonne, and then that'll probably be it for Michonne's character in the series. So, and yeah, I hope she's in the second half, but obviously she must be because we see the scene in the trailer with her holding Lucille up. So, there is that. But, in terms of the Oceanside community, we don't see too much, not too much, but, Judith kind of reading the book right in front of Virgil too, and this and that. So, Judith really is not scared of anybody at this point, and, I like it. I think it's really, really cool. I like Virgil's character so far, and we'll have to see where he's taking Michonne specifically. I don't think it's the Commonwealth. I've heard people coming out with that theory. No, I don't think so. But I'm sure Michonne is going to be going somewhere, and I'm sure we'll probably never find out, but it could be the Commonwealth. I mean, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but anyway. So that is the Oceanside as well. So then kind of the final part. So we got Alexandria. So we've got, Dante at the beginning, which we see kind of how he became one of our characters, even though he was a Whisperer the entire time. But, I like how Alpha basically tells Dante, but she also tells the audience in the episode that Lydia doesn't know who you are. So you're the perfect person to do this. And I like it. I think it's really cool. I like how Gabriel's kind of looking at the tape or whatever when they interviewed him, almost Deanna style, so they'll call back to Deanna when she used to do that. Looks like Gabriel might be the one kind of doing that now, so I like that as well. But so cool nod to that. But I also like in this episode how we do get to see, to my surprise, because I didn't actually think we were going to see it, Dante be killed, which, and by Gabriel, by anybody, it's like, what? Like, I'm sorry, but I was really surprised to see that. I thought Gabriel was just going to give him a good, talk or whatever, but no, he freaking kills him. He just stabs him. And I'm like, okay, like, I'm kind of watching this episode, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of losing it right now, I'm kind of freaking out, what am I just watching right now? And, especially because I expect to see Dante go on for a lot longer, but the friggin' Dante, you know, everything he's doing at the beginning, just screwing over the group, undrinkable, he's just messing everything up, and then, of course, fights Rosita, because Rosita finds out, of course, about Sadiq. So, Rosita stabs him, which I thought was awesome, you know, and zombie Sadiq almost gets Coco, which I was kind of like, please do not go that route, Angela, please do not do that, please do not show that, and I'm like, okay, it's Cable, they're probably not going to do that, and then, of course, they don't, but, yeah, we got to see Walker Sadiq. I know some people were kind of wondering about that, and yeah, we saw him. We kind of knew from the sneak peek we're gonna see that though. But yeah, so Rosita's upset, of course, very sad. We finally get to see the scene in the trailer why she's crying. It's because of Sadiq, which I actually this summer I kind of predicted that. Kind of. When I say kind of, I mean because like when we were breaking down the trailer and we see the scene of Rosita crying, I was saying in the trailer it's either because Sadiq died or Gabriel died. So you could say I'm right about that, you know, because at least one of the two was actually right. So, I didn't think she'd be just staring at a zombie Sadiq, though. That's terrible. But, we got the funeral, of course. We got Eugene, who's heading back to Hilltop, and Rosita and Gabriel that kind of interact a little bit in this episode as well. And it kind of feels like Rosita's like losing all like while she lost one of her boyfriends, Gabriel not sure what's going on with him, and then of course Eugene's kind of going back to Hilltop. So Rosita has gone from 3 boyfriends to probably 0 pretty soon. So sorry, Rosita. Very, very sorry for Rosita. So yeah, that's what you do when you know. She should have just stuck with one. She should have just picked the lane. Anyway, I'll end that because I'm sure I'm gonna get hate for just even saying that. But I'll say it. She should have just picked the lane. There's 3 lanes. Should have picked the lane, Rosita. So anyway, and now it's like, well, none of them really, you know, are really, you know, with Rosita at this point. I mean, for a time this season, because we barely saw, you know, Gabriel most of this season, I was even like, is Rosita still with Gabriel? Like, I was even still wondering that. So anyway, we saw more from them in this episode. But, and we do see Ezekiel, who still doesn't tell Carol that he has cancer. So, anyway, that is pretty much the episode, basically, you know, to recap. You know, I like it. I love how, you know, they really went the unpredictable route with Gabriel. Didn't think that Gabriel was actually going to kill, you know, Dante the way he did. And, you know, he just keeps freaking stabbing him, you know. And I just, you know, I think that for a mid-season finale, maybe they could have added a little bit more, is all I'll say. They could have done a little bit more with it. I think the episode could have had more, but at the same time, it was awesome, and it was a great episode still, in my opinion. It's a low grade, but it's a very great episode. Without a doubt, for sure. So, anyway, guys, that wraps up the first half reviews to The Walking Dead Season 10. I hope you guys enjoyed them all the way through. And, of course, if you guys want to see any more Walking Dead videos on this channel, we do daily Walking Dead videos. May not be doing exactly daily Walking Dead videos anymore now that we're on break, but I am super excited to you know, talk about what we think is going to happen in the second half of the season after that cliffhanger with the characters in the cave and where on earth is Michonne going, and, you know, maybe give my thoughts on Dante's death a little bit more. I definitely want to do some more videos like this, but, you know, for an episode and for a mid-season finale, maybe not as good as last year's mid-season finale, but a very, very good episode all around. So, anyway, guys, write your comments in the comment section below. If you're new here, click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my Walking Dead videos. Click the like button. Show me some support. And, of course, feel free to share the video as well. I do appreciate it. So, of course, guys, you know, I want to hear your opinions now. What did you think about the mid-season finale of The Walking Dead Season 10? Are you happy with the first half season? And we're going to do this week worst to best episodes of this half season, ranking them from worst to best. I'm sure people, the first episode they're going to say is the worst is episode 2. But anyway, maybe I'm wrong about that, but I don't know. I feel like episode 2 is probably like a way lesser episode than all of the others. So maybe I'm wrong on that, though. Maybe I'll be surprised about that. So anyway, guys, lots of videos coming up really soon. Great mid-season finale. Even though I think they could have had a bit more, I think this is a very good episode, and I think they did a very good job with this first half season. Yeah, I think they did a great job. Maybe not as good as Season 9. I'll just say I think Season 9's been a better season, but I think Season 10's been a very good season, you know, so far. And, you know, I've enjoyed it, you know, pretty much, you know, most of the way through at this point. So, anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys really soon for another Walking Dead video. Peace out, guys.